Hey, Michelle Cedarberg here. I am getting ready to take off on another week of holidays, this time bike packing and music festivaling. And it's coming on the heels of having just returned from a week in Alaska to visit friends. And so while I should be excited and happy about this trip away, and instead I'm worrying about the amount that I have to do and whether I can even afford to go. So if you've ever packed your bags with a side of guilt in a suitcase full of to-dos, you are not alone. Now, even as someone who talks about stress, burnout, and energy management for a living, I still catch myself asking, should I really go now? Will everything fall apart when I'm gone? Will it be more stressful when I come back? Can I really afford the time? But here's what I know for sure, and I really want you to hear this. Not taking a break is worse than breaking because you stay. I'm saying that again. Not taking a break is worse than breaking because you stay. When we deny ourselves proper downtime, our stress builds silently. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels and it impacts sleep, mood, immunity, and one other thing I'm going to talk about in a second. Number 2, productivity actually drops. You might think, I'm going to get it all done because I'm working hard and I'm here. But just because you got your butt in your seat doesn't mean you're doing your best work. You're not getting more done. You're likely just letting productivity drop and you're getting more tired while you're doing it. And number 3, creativity and problem solving fade. Now think about this. If your job requires you to think and come up with ideas and be creative, and I can't think of many jobs that don't require that on some levels, then you need to take those breaks, because when we don't do it, that spark that we so rely on to make our work better actually fades without proper recovery time. And maybe most importantly, we start to confuse constant busyness with true value. Like I said, just because you got your butt in a seat doesn't mean you're doing your best work. And of course, we begin to resent the work that we used to love. But here's the good news. Stepping away from work, even for a few days, can provide a bit of a reset. And I'm going to share 3 ways that happens. Number 1, you get a mental reset. This is a pretty big one. When your brain finally gets a break from constant deadlines, it shifts into what's called default mode. And that's when your brain starts problem solving, reflecting, and even coming up with ideas simply because you've left it alone or you've given it some downtime. You might just have your best ideas on the beach and not in the boardroom. For me, it's going to be on my bicycle, and it always happens. Researchers first discovered this default mode network in the early 2000s, which is really not that long ago, but they noticed that some brain areas lit up on the scanner when people were doing nothing. So it turns out that nothing requires a lot of mental processing behind the scenes, or rather it lights up the opportunities for mental processing. That's where we get all those great ideas. I've got a video about the benefits of doing nothing, which is always a fun summer watch. Number 2, we get that physical recharge. Our sleep improves, our blood pressure lowers. You actually start to unwind from the constant effects of constant stress. One long-term study even found that people who take regular vacations are less likely to die from heart disease. So I'd call that a good reason to log off. I talk about that one more in the blog. Number 3 is my favorite, reconnection. And that's reconnection with family, with nature, with ourselves. Vacation is often when we get to reconnect to the why of our work as well, the meaningfulness of it. I know I always come back to the job after a time away, appreciating what I do and why I get to do it. We also connect with people and activities we love. We get to try new things. We have time to simply be, and we come back to remember who we are outside of our job title, which to my mind helps us be better in our job title. And I think that matters a whole great deal. So I know that the hardest part is actually getting out the door. So here are 3 simple ideas, and I said more on the blog to ease the stress. Number 1, prioritize and park. You're never going to finish everything that you have to do You're not going to finish it now. You're not going to finish it when you get back. So pick your number 1, 2, 3 priorities that will ease your stress the greatest. Get them done. Then consciously park the rest until you return. Write a list, put it on your desk, leave it there till you get back. Very powerful. Number 2, set boundaries before you go. Create a clear out-of-office message. Let people know who to contact in your absence. And yes, it's okay to turn off notifications. Now I'm going to tell you all, next week when I'm away, so is Tanya, my office manager. So we're closing the office. It'll be good. It really will. I'm not a brain scientist. And yes, I know I got that wrong. Number 3, this is one that people need to do more often. Plan your re-entry. Now that means thinking now or prepping now for how it'll be when you get back. Block off your first morning or preferably the entire day to get caught up, to check your emails, to sort out what you need to prioritize as day 2 comes into view. If you're jumping into meetings and all that stuff that you haven't had your finger on, it's going to cause more stress. So book some time off to get it straight. We live in a culture that celebrates the hustle. But here's the truth. You are not a better professional because you never rest. You're just more exhausted. You're likely less productive. And you're no further ahead than if you had stepped away for the rest and relaxation that you deserve. I'm saying that as I look in my imaginary mirror, telling myself the same. Taking time off isn't lazy, it's leadership. Rest isn't irresponsible, it's recovery. And when you come back, you'll be sharper, more creative, more capable, and having more fun on the job. So set your out of office message, shut off your computer, pack your bags, and trust that the world will keep turning while your office is closed and you recharge. You've earned this, every second of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do so I can finish everything and get my bags packed and get the hell out of here for my next bike packing adventure. Follow me on Instagram for all the fun that's going to be going on. And I will see you on the flip side.